I can think of no other manga that would be perfect to close out for all my reviews for 2023. There is no more fitting manga than this manga right here that I'm going to be featuring today. Hello friends, happy Friday. So very excited that you're here, and I am truly so very excited for this video review that I'm filming today. I don't know how many times just this morning alone I have said I'm so excited, and I'm really hoping I can do this manga justice, because I'm like, this is a time, I'm like, I need to arm up and I need to convince people well to pick up this manga because it is absolutely beautiful, it is wonderful, and I just want to pause right here and do a huge shout out to my friend Mim. Her channel is Reversa, or is it Reversi? I'm not sure. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but please go check out her channel. It's lovely. I love her videos very much. In fact, when I did my Young of the Dawn, the limited edition of volume 40, when I went to sit down and film and record that video, I was like, okay, you need to embrace your inner Mim, because I love the way that she does her videos. She's so relaxing. I've watched quite a few of her videos more than once because I just really enjoy them. But I want to do a huge shout out to her because last night I read this manga and I was like, hey, I said before I even read it, I'm gonna come spam you some thoughts after I get done. And sure enough, that's what I did. And we had the most wonderful conversation about one of the most wonderful manga. And that manga is The Secret of Friendship. This is by the same creator as High School Debut and My Love Story. Like, the writer's the same, but there is a different artist for this one-shot, standalone, self-contained kind of story. It is everything. I remember when the license announcement came out, and this was a manga I'm like, I'm getting just because the writer is the same as My High School Debut and My Love Story. I have reviewed both of them on this channel. I'll leave a link down below if you'd like to check out either of those reviews. I love My High School Debut so much. It's one of my favorite series. It's so amazing. So I knew because of my love for High School Debut, because I hadn't read My Love Story, I think, at that time, but it was literally just a name drop from a creator that I'm like, that's all I need. To say less, I didn't even know what the story was about at that time. So I pre-ordered this from Right Stuff or Crunchyroll, one of the two places. No, I take that back. I actually pre-ordered it from Amazon because I wanted to get it the same day that it released, and I was willing to pay a few extra dollars just to make that happen. So sometime this week, earlier in the week, like, I had already planned to read this. I think I even shared that in my 25 days of shoujo manga kickoff video, that I was going to have this be my last review of the year. I was excited. I was looking forward to it. But then Q, like, sometime earlier in the week, and my friend Mim had shared how this was her, like, all-time favorite manga. Like, it's in the top 5, we'll say. And I was like, okay, I need to hurry up and get on this, because I believe this manga released last week and it's just been absolute chaos and I just hadn't had time. But when I saw her share about it, I knew that I had to get up on it because she has great taste in manga, and she is so right. This story is so wonderful and so very beautiful. But in case if you're like me and you didn't know what it was about, didn't even read the blurb before you even like bought it, read it, any of that, the first time I actually read the blurb was this morning, of all things. I don't even know if I finished reading it. No, I didn't. I didn't finish reading it. Anyway, sorry. Please excuse all my rambles this morning. At least I'm very excited. This story is about these two girls. They are best friends. This is Echo and this is Mo. Echo is a very down-to-earth girl. She's very timid. She's very indecisive. She doesn't feel she's very pretty. She has very low self-confidence. Mo, on the other hand, is absolutely gorgeous. She is always being hit on by other guys. She is very straightforward, not afraid to say what's on her mind. Is very opposite of Echo, but they love each other. These two girls have been best friends for a long time. They're very different, but again, they love each other very much. Like I said though, Mo is very beautiful and a lot of guys hit on her, but when they hit on her, she gives them like an ultimatum and she says, if you're gonna date me, okay, that's fine, whatever, you know, I sort of don't care. But she's not quite like that, but she's like, whatever, sure, I'll date you. But you also have to date my best friend Echo and you have to treat her better than you treat me. And majority of the time, this turns off all of the guys. They're like, no, you're just weird. But there happens to be one guy that actually meets the condition, and that is when Echo starts thinking, well, maybe I'm getting in between her and her relationship and her happiness. That also leads what exactly is going to happen to their friendship with this new development. With Mo having a boyfriend, Echo feeling the way that she is, are they going to be able to stand strong through some of these upcoming, or through these changes that are happening? And that's sort of the basis of this story. And let me just say, there's 3 chapters and 1 bonus story, which I'll be honest, I didn't read because I was all up in my feelings at the end of this manga. Before the first chapter had even ended, I like messaged Mim and I was like, it's not even 50 pages in. It's not even the first chapter's not even over, and I'm already deeply emotional. The way that these two girls, they're strictly platonic friends, but the deep love that they have for one another is very, very heart-moving. You read this and you just see the beauty and the power of friendship. And not just like I feel like a typical friendship or an average everyday kind of friendship, you know, like you may have with a coworker where you just see them day to day, or maybe it's like a friend that you see at school every day, but like you don't have something deeper where you're sharing your heart, you're sharing problems maybe in your life. Like these two girls, they just have this special kind of friendship that leaves you deeply thankful for those same deep friendships that you have. You see Echo and you see the low self-confidence that she has, where she's questioning, why is Mo my best friend? Why would Mo want to be friends with somebody like me who's very timid? She feels like she's a coward. She's indecisive. She can't just say what she's thinking sometimes. And if anybody asks her to do something, she's not going to say no. And these are things that she really doesn't like about herself. And she can't see why somebody as great as Mo would ever befriend and say that she's her best friend. The thing is, and I love that just it shows another beautiful part of friendship, is Mo sees those things and does not hate that about her. She's like, you know, you may feel that you're this, this, and this, but there are things about you that are even some of the things I mentioned that she loves about Echo, that Mo's like, don't change. I love this part of you. I love who you are. I love you for you. And the same could be said about Echo, because we do get Mo's backstory at one point, and you can see that Mo has hated being so straightforward. Like she's like, I'm just a cute face because of all these things that all these people have told her, which was so angering and frustrating. Like, girl, be you. If you're straightforward, then that is who you are. That's part of your personality. Don't change that about yourself. But she's been told by guys and girls, you know, you really need to fix that personality. Or if like you're around people, just be a cute face. Don't say nothing. Don't let anything come out of your mouth. And it's like, that's what you just want to smack a character upside the head, to be honest, right there. It's so for all this time and being told this, she starts hating herself. She starts thinking, well, there's really nothing to me. There's no kind of value to me outside of my looks. But then Echo enters her life and Mo comes to Echo's defense in this situation where girls are just sort of, you know, not being really cool in this situation and saying some things behind her back. And Mo's like, you guys are a bunch of cowards. And in Mo's mind, she's like, oh no, I just messed up. I just was straightforward. People just saw my real personality. And Echo's like, wow, I love that you're so straightforward. I can never say something like that. And it was like a changing, life-changing thing that happens in Mo's life for someone to say that, to look past her looks and just say, I love the thing that everybody else before now has said that I've hated about you. Right in the feels, right in the feels. And that happens a little bit later, but seeing Echo struggles in the first chapter and just how grateful they are for one another, because when Mo starts dating this guy and these changes are happening, Echo's like, I love you, Mo. I want to be best friends with you forever. And it is so heart-wrenching. And this leads me to talking about the art. I know that's not something I usually say early in my reviews, but I love the art. The art is perfect for this story. There's so many heartfelt emotions that are happening throughout every chapter, every moment. And this is actually a scene that was just coming straight to my mind. The art is so soft and it captures this emotion that you feel, that you can see these girls feeling. I really, really loved it. I feel like there's no other art that would fit so well and show the impact that these two girls have had on each other's lives. Sometimes I think that they do realize, and then other times I think that they don't. There was a really moving line that happens later on where Mo says, hold on, let me find it because I want to make sure that I do this line justice, because I know Mim had shared it in her stories and I felt the same way. Here we go. She's thinking or saying internally, if someone asked me what I was proud of, it would be that I have a best friend. My heart, I was like, oh my goodness. And you have lines like that, and you have them again where they're saying I love you, and they have these beautiful cherished hugs where you can feel again the deep love that they have for each other. Really captures that feeling. I feel like, what do you do when your best friend starts dating someone, because it's natural for things to change. That change is hard. That change shows like it comes with a lot of different emotions where yes, you're happy happy for the other person, but you don't want to lose them. You don't want to lose the time that you've had with them. When me and Min were talking, this manga is so amazing because one of the things I took away and really loved is that I think regardless of any age, but granted, this is in high school, and I feel like this manga would have been like groundbreaking for me because I was entirely boy crazy in high school. Thankfully, I never dated because I was not ready. I was not ready. But I feel like that, you know, society says when you start dating somebody that it's normal and expected for you to spend more time with them. And I think like as a person that we're in a relationship, that that's a natural, normal thing that we also want. But who is to say that we need to, I wouldn't say cut ties with our friends, but for example, what I'm trying to say is Mo, when she gives that ultimatum and she tells the guys, like, okay, if you want to date me, that's fine, but you have to date Echo too. And you need to know that I'm still going to spend Valentine's Day, Christmas, and other holidays, I'm going to spend them by Echo's side. You can be there if you want, that's fine, but I'm not giving up my time with her. And I think that this manga shows that when you're in a relationship with somebody, you don't have to sacrifice or lose that special time you have with your friends. Yes, you may spend a little bit less time with them, but who's to say that you still can't spend special holidays with them? And what's great is your real friends. Yeah, there might be a little bit of tiffs, I'm sure, but your real friends are going to be happy for you. And the way that Mo went out of her way, because there's a guy that actually shows interest in Echo, and Mo scouted out that guy and all of these like situations for him where she was testing him, and she tests him and tests him and tests him, and she's finally like, you know, I think this guy might sort of be the one, because she's like, I want some guy to treat her better and respect her better and love her better than even I love myself. And I absolutely loved that message and seeing that because Mo cares so deeply for Echo. Why would she as a best friend ever settle for less for her best friend that is her whole life? And that should be true in real life too. And it makes me just happy, emotional thinking about that, because I thought that was such a profound thing to see how deep this friendship is, and that friendship is just important as a relationship. Really loved the beauty, the emphasis on friendship, and how this friendship didn't need to be cast aside because one of them got a boyfriend. This friendship didn't need to be cast aside because some guy was interested. No, they kept that sacred, they kept that special, they kept strengthening it, and when they had uncertainties, they came and they talked to one another about what's happening. And it was so beautiful. It was so breathtaking and beautiful and wonderful, and it was just such a happy, emotional read that made me just want to go hug all of my friends, all my best friends, and say thank you for being in my life. Thank you for fighting for me at times when I just couldn't fight for myself. And maybe a lot of my friends right now that I spend time with are online. I can't see all of my in real life friends, but those friends were still supporting me, encouraging me, being there for me, you know, lending a shoulder when I was heartbroken. And this manga just reminds you that romance is wonderful. It is a beautiful thing, and it is meant to be treasured as well, but never cast aside. Put your friendships aside. You don't have to simply because you have a man or a woman in your life. No, you can still pursue that person. You can still be with that person, but your friends, your real friends, are going to be there for you, and they're going to support you, and they're going to want nothing but the best, and make sure you get nothing but the best. That is the heart, the power of this manga. I would highly recommend it. The art is beautiful. It is a wonderful story. You get some heartfelt and crushing backstories, and it was interesting seeing how these characters grew, how they changed, and all of it came together in this beautiful, emotional, heartfelt read. Again, I can't think of any perfect, better manga than this one to wrap up my reviews of 2023 than this manga right here. This is it. This is it. This is a manga I would just highly, highly recommend, especially if you're looking for one that's not, where romance is not the focus. The focus is the friendship between these two girls who were completely opposites, but love each other so incredibly much and very, very deeply. I don't even know what question to wrap up with for this video today, so I guess if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I super appreciate you watching. I guess for my question, what is a manga that you're hoping to read before this year ends? I would love to hear from you, and again, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!